Hello collective, this is Tad from Artemis Oracle, doing your reading for the week ahead. This reading is for September 29th. September 29th through October 3rd. So the next 7 days, let's put it that way. So let's see what comes out. First card we have is addiction, drug, alcohol, obsession, toxic attachments. Oh, one flipped. Single, isolation, independent, alone. Sorry, the unspoken, excuse me. Sorry, the unspoken, apology, eternal regret. Threats, money, life, violence, privacy. Basement, storage, imprisonment, damp. And true, deep thinking, remember, code words, puzzle, soft puzzles. Tarot to clarify each one. Let me store on these cards. Hold on a moment. All right, so from what these cards are getting, some of you may have been involved in a toxic attachment. And you may be moving forward, moving away from it, because you want to be focusing more on taking care of yourself and your needs, and to end some sort of cycle, right? To stop repeating patterns. The unspoken apology, eternal regret. Some of you may be regretting something that is tied to a toxic attachment. You could be regretting actions that were taken, things that you did, things that you said, or being involved with someone. And that's why you want to end up alone. I think that from these cards with the sorry and the threats, I feel like some of you maybe felt like something was threatened, like your peace of mind, your safety, your security, even maybe possibly your privacy was threatened by this involvement in a toxic, addictive pattern, right? And it probably brought up some old memories that you needed to really think on, reflect on, so that you can really, I guess, forgive yourself or possibly forgive someone else. It says deep thinking, remember, self, puzzles, code word. So with it being next to basement and then threats, it's like, maybe there was a threat that something from your past, or maybe the threat is something from your past came up that you really needed to reflect on, to think about, to resolve. But you couldn't do this, or maybe, no. It's like old habits die hard. Addiction, basement. So possibly this is, you needed to face this. I guess you kind of hit, some of you may have hit rock bottom, may have hit rock bottom with the situation. And it made you realize that you cannot continue to move forward in this way. That you need to stay alone, you need to isolate and focus on taking care of yourself and forgiving yourself for the I'm sorry. It could also be that you're moving away from somebody, and because they were a threat to your, like I said, peace, your sanity. They probably brought up old wounds, triggered you in some way, and it made you have to, like, it hit rock bottom to the point where you had that realization. With the true, you had to really think about, is this the path you want to continue to go on? with this person, because it was going to lead anywhere other than more, you know, feeling a sense of threat, a lack of security, a lack of peace. It could be something to that effect. But let's see. I'm going to clarify each card. Tell me about addiction, please. Tell me about addiction. Drug, alcohol, obsession, attachments. Death. For attachment. I feel like some of you are you're cutting the cord with something. You're moving forward. You probably, this decision probably came very fast and out of nowhere. You know, this ending, this transition is coming out of nowhere. I feel like, see, with the single card and the Ace of Cups, it's like you're putting yourself first. You're putting yourself first. You're realizing that you can no longer go along with this. Because I did mention security, being threatened. Because we have the Ten of Pentacles. You know, Ten of Pentacles is about, you know, having everything, but it's something that is built on a solid ground, a solid base. You know, you have this tower in the background. It looks like a lighthouse in some way, but it's essentially like it's solid ground. It's a solid ground, solid foundation. And you're seeing that whatever addictive habits or addictions, like even if you're dealing with someone who has an addiction, that you needed to end that situation, move away from it. And it's probably something that came out of nowhere, came very quick. It's like a decision that just like, phew. And then it's like, yeah, you want to restore some sort of stability and balance in your life. You know? Okay, let's see what the single is. Because I feel like it's like you're turning your back. Yeah, now you've been very anxious, but then it's like something that you had to overcome. You know, it's like probably was a difficult decision to make. It's something that you've agonized about. You know, it's something that plagued you. Possibly disturbed your sleep, had you waking up, possibly even having dreams, nightmares, flashbacks, if anything. But it's like now you have to really, it's like you overcoming overcoming the anxiety, the disappointment, the sadness, the stress. It's like whatever this decision that you made, like to end something, end this addictive thing, whatever it is. It could be with a person, it could be a place or a thing. Take it as it resonates. You're doing so just to preserve yourself. It's protection. Eight of Swords again, overthinking. Something that you overthought. You were overthinking. You know, you were in your head and you agonized about this. You probably felt like you were trapped, like you couldn't break the cycle, like you couldn't break the attachment in some way. Or there could have been a fear of doing that, because then you'll be alone. You won't have anybody. You'll have to... And you know, that's true too. Some people are afraid of being alone. But then if you're dealing in a situation where it's not healthy for you, you have to be alone. You have to take time for yourself, reflect. You know, have this honest conversation with yourself, possibly even, you know, seek help if you need support, like from a friend or a mental health professional, so that, you know, you can overcome whatever this addiction is, or even addictive relationship or pattern, whatever it is. Okay, tell me about sorry. Tell me about sorry. What is this apology? So we have Scorpio energy here and Leo. Tell me about that. I'm sorry. Tell me about I'm sorry. The Fool and Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like with this ending, because they have the Fool here. So that means you're ending a cycle. You've completed something. You made a final decision about something, and you're maybe, I feel like you're breaking free of giving into something, giving into this addiction, whatever it is. And, you know, I think this is about you not being sorry, you know, because possibly whatever the situation is, it's like, I don't know, like what I thought right now is sorry, not sorry, because it's like you have to preserve yourself. You have to take care of yourself, you know. You shouldn't have to apologize for breaking free from something that isn't helpful to you, isn't healthy to you, you know. So you're sorry, but you're not sorry. Because it's about, like I said, self-protection, self-preservation. Maybe you're also maybe feeling sorry or apologetic, but I think it could be like for giving into something where you felt like you were being foolish, that you were, you know, you were taking a risk and giving into something. But it's, yeah, it could be that too. Like, well, it could addiction, you know, you were giving into something, you know, allowing people to take from you, you know, and not really protecting yourself, you know, just like being very open and free and like available, you know. But it's like, it could be like that regret. It could be an internal regret. Like it says eternal, but I want to say internal. Like you like look back at the situation, you're like, oh fuck, you know, this was a bad, like I was stupid, I was foolish, you know, I was generous, too generous, you know. It could be that with the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles has to do with generosity, you know, having enough to give. And I saw something on Instagram that really, really I resonated with. And it says that if you are able to give, it's because you have enough to give. You have more than enough to give. And I resonate with that because I'm like, yes, I have a lot of love to give, you know, but I cannot just give it to everybody. 12-12. Can't give it to everybody. I can only give it to those who will appreciate it and won't take advantage of it, you know, that won't take it for granted, you know. So this is where the self-protection has to come in, you know. Judgment. Did I mention judgment, making the final decision about something, of ending a cycle? Yeah, it's like, sorry, not sorry, you know, I have to put myself first. That type of energy. It's like I free myself from giving, sharing with people who don't give or share with me. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. No one should feel guilty about protecting themselves, especially if they're dealing with someone who isn't being honest or just is very selfish. Threats. What is this threats? What is this threats? Ten of Swords, High Priestess, and Ten of Wands. So we got 10-10 here. I feel like some of you realized that like whatever the situation was, it was causing more pain than it was worth, you know, because this person here, he has 10 swords in him. But then it's like the realization, the understanding, maybe the intuitive nudge that it was time for you to walk away, you know, to cut your losses, because it seemed like whatever the situation was, it was just going to bring more pain and more burdens than it was worth, you know. And that basically is a threat to your overall well-being, you know. You have to protect yourself, you know. And then the realization, the understanding, even the possibility you uncovering some secrets, uncovering some truths that were hidden, you know, getting secret knowledge, maybe intuitive downloads, like intuitive nudges to do some, you know, digging to find some things, basement, you know, it's like digging, storage, imprisonment, you know. It could be something like that where you realize, wow, this situation is more a threat to me than it is something that's, oh, what's the opposite of a threat? It's like, this isn't a safe situation for me, because all it was going to do is just bring more pain. And you know that pain had to end. And you had to walk away, you know. You're taking the lessons, you know, with you. 10 of Wands, you understand. The Knight of Wands flipped out. Yeah. What's the basement? What's the basement? That card came out. 4 of Wands. I know 4 of Wands is supposed to, yeah. This is what I'm thinking. Because 4 of Wands, 3 of Cups came out. And it's, I think, let me see. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 9 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is something, like 9 of Wands is like someone who kept trying, but they kept getting hurt. They kept possibly repeating the same pattern and getting the same result. But what I get here is the 4 of Wands, and what I thought of, because it's about celebration and stuff, but you see there's a lot of feminine energy there, right? And then the 3 of Cups came out, and it's more feminine energy, and then 3 of Swords. So I feel like some of you uncovered something about someone. They may have been dealing with multiple people, you know, and you finding out this really hurt you. It really hurt you. You know, the information that you got, it really like tore you. Like, it just made you really sad. It just, I don't want to say broke your heart, but it definitely hurt. So I feel like some of you may have found out that if you were, like, this is a romantic situation, that you found out this, you know, it could be this person could have been leaving you out of stuff, right? And then you find out, and then you know, that hurts you, right? But it could also be that this is a romantic situation, which I am getting with the single too. It's like this person, you find out this person has been doing things with other energies, you know, and it could be a, like, whatever it is, but whatever that it was, it caused you some mental and emotional anguish. It's like what you thought, what you found, what you saw, the information, because swords are about information, thoughts, ideas. But you see anything, you saw something, you may have learned something, you know, because we can learn through seeing and stuff, that yeah. Well, a bunch of cards fell. Okay. We got the High Priestess, so that's Pisces and Cancer energy. We also have the Judgment card, which is Scorpio, and then the Fool is Aries. So we have Scorpio, Leo, Aries, and the Ace of Cups came out. Yeah, I feel like this is the second time we see the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is about self-preservation. You protecting your heart, protecting your emotions, protecting yourself from any threats that to your peace, your sanity, your security, your privacy, your life. Okay, what's the Chew? Tell me about the Chew card. What's this Chew card? Five of Cups. Yeah, you've been, like, you see this, the Five of Cups is like 3 cups that have spilled, and then there are 2 open cups, you know, but they're shells. Like, these shells are face down, and then you have these 2 cups that are, 2 shells that are face up. So they're kind of reflecting like 2 open cups, 2 opportunities, you know. But some of you are reflecting on past situations and that have been unfortunately dissatisfying, have been just disappointing in some way. But it seems like you if this resonates with you, some of you, whatever this was, you want to be able to move away from it. You want to be able to, like, learn the lessons, take what you need moving forward, right? But it's still, you're focusing on crying over spilled milk, as they like to say. But there's still hope. It's just that, it's like you have to reflect and think about the things that you've experienced. And with the true card, right? This is deep thinking. And you see her, she looks like she's in deep thought, Like she's reflecting on those three shells that are face down, these three experiences, these three opportunities, possibly three people, that have been disappointing. But it's like, it's like finding the, like looking, like sometimes when you go through something and then you have to look at and you're like, wow, I've gone through this before. Okay, what is the common denominator? Of course, it's going to be like, I've been through this before, so it's going to be you. You're the common denominator, right? But it's about you looking at what parts of yourself, you need to change. What parts of you that allow yourself to, like get involved in this types of situations, these situations that leave you feeling like, at the very worst, heartbroken, destroyed, emotionally destroyed, or just simply disappointed. It's like, oh, same shit again. And then, I mentioned the three shells face down, and then we have the three swords too, so, and then the three of cups, so we got three there. Okay, tell me. So with the 10-10, that's about something you're completing. It's the end. Like, it's time for something to end with the threats. You're ending the threat. Okay. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about, it could be about you dealing with somebody else that you feel like they are dealing with other people, right? But it could also be about, I was saying this to my son yesterday, and I told this to his father as well, that the only thing that is a threat to us is our own thoughts, and it could be that. It could be your thoughts, but you could be dealing with somebody too. It could be your thoughts about the specific person, if you are dealing with somebody that you feel like is dealing with other people too. All right, can we get some more about you? The Tower, yeah. You're gonna, like, if this hasn't happened yet this week, this could have happened already, and you're just like still reeling. You're still going through the process, still processing, understanding, gathering the information, organizing it. Doing like all that mental shit. When it comes to the True card, but it's like you're gonna have a sudden realization. Something's gonna be shocking. So you're probably gonna find out something, too. That's really gonna like knock some sense into you, but it might also maybe shocking. It may be something that's gonna be shocking, but it could have already happened too, and that's why you're in this contemplative state of disappointment with the 5 of Cups. One more for 2. Oh, got 2 more. With the 6 of Wands and 3 of Pentacles, the 3 came out again. Okay, so we have 3, 3, 3, 3 of Cups, no, 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, and the 3 of Swords. And then we have the 6 of Wands. Whatever this is, it's like you're gonna overcome it. You're gonna overcome it, and it's gonna take some work. Maybe a collaborative effort, but this could also have to do with someone that you are working with. And with the 3 of Swords and the 3 of Cups coming out, it could possibly be about you overcoming and moving away from a 3 of Pentacles type of situation, a third party type of situation. Maybe you're realizing that whatever you were dealing with, or whoever you were dealing with, it definitely was a third party, but that you're going to be moving away from that, and that you're going to be moving towards success, with that. You're going to be holding back, but this could be the person watching you. Because, whenever I see this 4 of Pentacles, it looks like this guy is watching you from behind, like flowers and shit, So this person is going to see you. They're going to be watching you as you move on. Like, I see a lot of deer. It's interesting because Artemis Oracle. Artemis was a hunter, you know. But deers have a significance. But yeah, you're gonna be holding back. Yeah, holding back from this toxicity and taking more control over your life. Taking more control over your life. Making executive decisions, you know. No longer being blinded by illusions, and no longer taking or accepting anything that is healthy, that is not healthy for you. You know, because she has her hand out, but she's tied, and it's like this expectation, but then it's like, no. You can't expect anything good from the devil, you know? So I'm going to leave the reading there. I hope this reading was helpful in some way. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you have a great week ahead. Bye.